So recently, I just read a new manhwa called Crimson Reset, and it's one of the few of the many manhwas that have been coming out, like a lot. But I kind of wait for them to reach at least like 30 something chapters, because if not, then it's not really worth reading, because you don't really get too deep into it, and when you do, you just want to crave more. So that's why I just give it a few more chapters, and I checked it out. And so I'm gonna talk about it, if whether you guys should check it out or not. So I have a few pictures over here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. And first and foremost, we can go ahead and say the art is immaculate, as obviously, if you couldn't guess, it's from Redeye Studio themselves, the GOAT at Redeye Studio. Obviously, it depends on how much work they put into it, but most of the cases, it's always high quality. So yeah, art, no problem. No problem at all. As for the story, it's quite janky, I'd say. But first, let me just give you guys a rundown of what this is about. Basically, I think this is like the only vampire type of story I've read besides Noblesse. So yeah, that's a plus. At least a good one that I've heard. So this one, it's about a vampire guy, and it's a revenge story. But hey, don't, if you guys don't like revenge, don't get it too upset. It's not the whole point of the story. That's how it starts out though. So basically, we have our vampire dude over here, and he is persecuted because he's a vampire, and he's of his only kind. He doesn't know any other vampire, at least not from what he remembers. So he runs away from when he first ever sucked a human blood, and he regrets that, because after that, they found him, and then all the knights start to chase him. Well, more specifically, 2 knights that started to chase him for the rest of his life, and so he just had to way in hiding. And as you can see, he isn't quite happy with his life. I mean, he ends up dying, and then you know how it goes with these stories. Oh, if only I've gotten another wish. If only I have gotten a second chance. But that could never happen. Oh wait, I opened my eyes. Is this back to when I was a youngster, back in my youthful ass day? I mean, you could already guess what happened. He goes back in time. And let me just first say, how do you go from this to this? Hello? What kind of vampire ass genes are these? Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous, but I guess that's one plus for him. He doesn't have to live a glass life. Now, all the women are going to be attached to him instead of running away from him. So that's going to be one new feeling that is different from his past. But yeah, let's get on with the point of the story. Basically, after he gets a second chance, he tries to get revenge, and with that getting revenge, he needs strength. So what does he do? He goes to the biggest and baddest monster that he knows in this forest, since he's lived in this forest for like majority of his life in hiding, and he isn't able to beat it. And this is not just some random forest of monster, not some level 1 goon or something. This man goes to fight the master of the forest, basically the top-notch mafia boss over here. As you can imagine, he doesn't really stand a chance against the master of the forest, which is this Giga Lizard, and is about to get eaten. Even he himself says, if I get hit once, I'm gonna die. This is gonna be very fatal. And he doesn't die. I don't know how, because he gets dragged down into the depths of the water. He somehow manages to suck the blood out of this monster, who already has his mouth wide open. How is he not dead? Hello? Whatever, plot armor, you know? Continuing on. He sucks this monster's blood, and he becomes much beefier, grows more hair instantly, and then manages to eat the crystal of the monster, the mana crystal, and then the monster just explodes. This doesn't happen in 5 chapters, or 6, or 4. This happened in 1 chapter. Hello? How do you go from looking like absolute dog shit to super powerful, handsome vampire? I think we kind of missed a few steps. I think this is where you can go ahead and assume why I feel like the story is going to be not the strong point of this manhwa. And hey, if you guys like this manhwa, I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm just saying it's for a certain audience range of ages, and I'd say it's in the lower range, because it's not really that enjoyable. I really, and I mean I really hated this first chapter, because at first I assumed this was more like a, I don't know, preview, because it did say prologue, so I was like, oh, I don't know, or maybe it's just they're gonna show us a flashback too of like how he got to this type. But nope, the second chapter is just you start off from here, and it's kind of ridiculous because I'm like, so you're telling me your whole other life you didn't think of once, not once, trying to risk your life of going after a big bad monster and sucking their blood dry. Um, hello? It I feel like it's kind of falling apart. The immersion here. I'm not trying to say that you got to use your brain power here, but like it doesn't take much to kind of say that this doesn't really feel like it's gonna connect well, realistic wise. I mean, but yeah, let's ignore all that. What happens after? Maybe it gets better. I mean, I guess one plus bonus is that the revenge story doesn't last long. It basically gets ended pretty quickly. It's not long at all. I mean, he gets rid of one of the knights. I did say there was two knights, so I don't know what's gonna do with the second one. It hasn't been introduced yet, or I haven't caught up yet because I dropped it. There's like 35 chapters somewhere around that, and I've read up to like 21, which I feel like is more than enough. 5 chapters should have been enough, but I still didn't like it until that point. I got more interested later on during the 10-ish or 11 chapters. That's where it got somewhat more interesting. They got more into the role and other characters were introduced. But after that, it's just more of him like getting stronger. And it doesn't feel right because you don't feel like he earned it. I mean, sure, you see him pain. I mean, you see him in pain during his bald life and miserable life. But that was only for like a few panels. And that's it. He just gets super powerful. And the trade-off doesn't really feel right. So, if you guys enjoy these type of manhwas where the character is a vampire, super handsome, and is super powerful, and can pretty much do anything he wants, and did I forget to say he also has super handsome friends, then I feel like this is for you. But if not, and you enjoy a more well-developed story, then this is probably not it. This is more of your power fantasy with vampires involved. No towers, though, so I guess that's a plus. This is a fantasy world, and the character is cold. The character himself, as for his personality, I think I like him. Yeah, he's pretty good, pretty okay. He's calculating. He's not a dumbass, which I mean I hope not from the struggle that he left. And he learns pretty quickly, which I also feel like is kind of bullshit because you telling me you're a super genius that can learn how to write and read in like what, a couple days, and you telling me you couldn't figure out how to live your life fighting those other two knights in your past life? That kind of feels like yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoy these type of manhwas, then go ahead. It's Crimson Reset. If you don't, then yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. But personally, I feel like there's a lot of new manhwas, so I have to check them out, and I'll do more of these. Yeah, maybe comment down below which manhwas you want me to check out, because there's been quite a few. I mean, I haven't touched new manhwas in like a while. So, yeah. See you guys next time. Peace.